Hello, hello. If you would like to join me for a walkthrough of my plans for 2021 planning, then stay tuned. Hey y'all, okay, here it is. So some of these are planners and some of these are basically more like journals, but I figured I would just kind of add them in to the mix and y'all could see my entire lineup for 2021. So let's get started on the planning aspect of everything first. So we'll start with the smallest. So I am still using a pocket rings for a wallet / on-the-go planner. I don't really necessarily use this for carrying like my cards and my money. I have some cards back here, and then for the most part, it's just like medical stuff and my basic planner so that if I am at a doctor's office, I can make plans in here and then bring it back home and put it in my regular planner. This way, since this is a Speck TM Palm pocket rings, it is easily wiped down and I don't have to worry about like hand sanitizer ruining a planner. So that is that. So that is my pocket Palm Speck in rings, and it actually is 25mm rings, in case you guys are wondering. And also, in case you're wondering, I have the inserts printed, they're A6 inserts, and I have them printed at 91%, so definitely what I would consider to be a pocket plus. So that's that. Okay, next. So before I actually had this in my Gilio Rosa, now it is in my lavender. This is my Wonderland 222, and I am using this as my planning aspect for a bound book. So I am going to just talk about this a little bit because this is sort of the crux of my planning and what's most important this year coming up. So basically I am sort of double planning in both in a way. So I'm working on stuff in my rings and then I'm transferring stuff to the book, the bound book, if I find that it's important enough to need to remember for the month. So in the monthlies, I have sort of an archive of everything that would have been in my ring bound planner is here, and then I can just purge the pages from my ring bound planner, whether it be monthly or daily, and I don't need to keep that stuff because it will be in this book that I can archive at the end of the year. So here I am doing my monthly planning, and I do have my trackers that I am tracking in, and I'm using this yearly spread for birthdays, and then I'm using the quarterlies for quick appointment jotting. So that is that. I'm not gonna like get into great detail on each one. I'm just kind of going over what I'm using and how I'm using it. So this is the Speck in lavender. This is a full quill on the exterior and a less quill on the interior. And this one was widened, and I kept the height exactly the same. This one has a cover on cover from the Wonderland 222. It's a bit tight, so at times I do find when I'm closing it, it sort of like buckles the book a little bit. I really have to just kind of like work it so that it doesn't do that. But that one does actually fit the standard height that Speck has for their B6s, but the Lauren Phelps one that I have from my Stologies will not fit. So just kind of be aware, those are a little bit taller. They do fit better, but they won't slide into the into this part of the book here, which I could just take this one out and use it as is. I just haven't. So so there you go. So that is the Speck in lavender, and I do have a separate video on this. If you guys want the specs for this one, go check out that video, and there is a bit of information link in the description that will tell you the exact measurements in case you want one the same exact size. So that is that one. Okay, next, put these away. Here we go. So next is my personal wide wellness planner. Again, this one has its own separate video, so you can check this one out, and I go over it. This is a Speck in the Canterbury Bells, which for a while was an unavailable purple from Speck, and I'd been kind of waiting for this for a few years, and all of a sudden Petra was able to get a hide of it, and I think she can still get it, is my understanding. This one is definitely different from other ostriches that I have gotten from Speck, and I think it's going to be too difficult to really show on camera today because it's pretty overcast. But this particular ostrich, as well as the one, I believe there's one called Sky Blue. Those two have a very special coating on the ostrich. Now, it's still pretty soft as far as, you know, being an ostrich planner, but the coating is supposed to allow two things. It's supposed to allow for the color to stay better and a little more uniform and not really patina quite as much, and it just really protects it because it's a light color. And honestly, like at first I will say I was a bit nervous about the color being so light, but I will tell you that the coating that they put on this, I think this is going to end up being a pretty bulletproof ostrich cover. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. So it is a gorgeous color, you guys. It's not coming off quite true to color. It looks pretty almost white here in the camera. It is literally just a very, very light lilac purple. And again, in the video, I show some comparisons to some purples, but so this particular one I'm using as a kind of everyday planner slash wellness planner. So again, I do a full walkthrough of the stuff that is in here, but I do basically have monthlies in here that I then transfer information to my bound book so that I can archive it. Instead of keeping the paper, I do rewrite it in my bound book, and that keeps that information together so that I can archive it at the end of the year and I can reference it whenever I need. So basically, when I'm done using these papers, they just go into the recycle bin, and that's the end of it. So yeah, I really absolutely love this color, and I'm really excited to have a personal wide again. So that is that planner. Next up is in my planning system, this is my financial planner. I'm not obviously going to go into this one, but this is the one that I use. This is a Gilio Medium Miakara, and this is one of the like way older batch Lila colors. So it is definitely a little bit different than my current Lila, and look at the patina that that thing has. It's absolutely stunning. It's just so soft and so shiny, and I just absolutely love this planner, and that's why I really make sure that I keep this in my lineup all the time, because I just enjoy going to it. So this is my financial planner that is just kind of keeping me on track with my budget and my finances. It doesn't get used nearly as much as the other two do. I would say, you know, a few times a month, and that's really about all I need to use it for, and that's plenty. So there you have it, my financial planner. Okay, next up. So this was my very first ostrich. This is a Speck in the Inno Blue, and it has patinaed. You can kind of see the quills have gotten darker, and there's a darkness sort of around the clasp on the clasp itself. So it's definitely seen some use, and I just love it. Obviously, it was my first one, my first like baby, and it is not going anywhere. So this particular one is housing, and I've kind of changed stuff up just a little bit. I'll have a full video on this one as well so that you can see, but this one is housing my Hobonichi weeks. So as I said, I will do a full video on this one, but my Hobonichi weeks this year, I have decided, and mostly gotten this idea from Sarah Martinez. Hey, Sarah. And what I'm going to do is use this one as a memory keeper that just kind of houses the day-to-day so that I can remember when I'm then going and doing my journaling what happened on those days. So I'm going to use the weekly spreads here for writing all of the daily activities and possibly spilling over into here if need be. So that is essentially going to be my first kind of journal slash memory keeper. Then the next one, this is, and I always end up forgetting the names of these ones, but this one is from Hobonichi. This is an A6 size, and I have a, where is that? It is the, there we go, Day Free Hobonichi Techo. So I am actually using this one as a, not a day per page for sure, but as a memory keeper for pictures. And yeah, and then just, you know, a few notes in there about each of the pictures and what they are. And it's just kind of a cute way to do memory keeping and have just pictures instead of kind of, you know, like the junk journal or smash journals that have all sorts of things, whether they be pictures or ephemera or cards or any of that stuff, and those are great too. And I have done those in the past and I do enjoy doing those, but for this year, for right now, my ultimate goal is to just do something a little more simple with the pictures, and doing it with the day free so that, you know, obviously if I miss a day, it's not a big deal. So there you have it. I will actually link the name of this below in the description because I am having a space cadet and I don't remember the name of it. And honestly, I'm not really good at remembering the specific names for the Hobonichi stuff because as much as I love Hobonichi, I'm not like a diehard Hobo fan. So it is what it is. So anyway, I will put this in the description below for those of you that are interested in this cover. And finally, last but not least, is my A6 that houses my 5-year Hobonichi. And this one, this is the techo that went from 2020 to 2024. And so basically all that I do, and I'm just going to see if I can find something. Well, you know, that's how it goes. I should have marked one ahead of time. But basically what I do, and I'll just kind of go all the way to the end here. What I do is I do have a video on this. So basically on the day, which I have not written for last night yet, I write something that I'm thankful for, and then something that happened during that day. And so that's really where the Hobonichi weeks will come in handy to just kind of help me remember the something that happened thing. So this one here is a widened A6 codex from Speck, and this is in Parm, and this particular one is very, very smooth. You can kind of see the difference between a non-smooth one that has very gray tones and a super smooth one that is a lot more of that Parm color. So this one was widened. I don't give the specs for this one because they're not right. So there is someone in the Speck fan group that got one for her 5-year that is a little better. You can see I have like tons and tons of space between here and here, and that's just too much. So I would definitely search out 5-year A6 in the fan group, and you'll definitely find the specs that are better. But this one is an A6. This is an A4 clasp, which I do really love. I just think it's cute for this size. So yeah, if you guys are curious, then definitely check out the fan group and you can get better specs on this particular one. But that is it. So that is plenty. So like 3 journals and 3 planners. And I mean, essentially this one is just an on the go, and it only really houses like medical information that I have to carry with me when I go to doctor's offices, and then just like my monthly. So this one is really just a take it with me when I go kind of deal. These 2 are really going to be the guts of my planning for 2021. Now, they may change as far as covers go, because, you know, like purses, I like to change out my covers, and I do have others that I can use for both of these, essentially. But yeah, so this is right now what my plan is. We will see how long my plan lasts because, you know, like everybody else, we like to change things up, and maybe as we go, we find something that works out better. But hopefully this kind of gave you guys some ideas, and otherwise I will see you in the next video. Like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Check out the information in my description down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!